God! Oh, wow!
Golly. Look at that fish.
Holy cow.
filming?
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm filming right now.
Beautiful
Hey
fish.
guys, we're live right now. Clint
Where
just
is
hooked
that?
onto about 6-pounder?
At least. No, maybe not. Where's that? 93, 5, 6.
6-pounder?
It's pushing 6.
All right.
Okay, let's put the big girl back.
We're basically playing video games, right? So we got this guy here. This is a Lunker City finesse shad on a quarter ounce, and then we just got live scope on. Sitting here, just thumping away in 40 feet of water on a hump. See this area? This is what I mapped. And remember when I did the video earlier this week? And remember I marked out area 1 on the previous video for Stillhouse. So we just sat here and we went back and forth here. We're sitting on this this kind of flat area, and so if you watch my video 1, you'll see that this was the area that we were targeting. So we're just sitting right there, right next to our mark. So here's my lure coming down. There's Clint's lure right there. Be on the watch out for his, because he's catching a lot more fish than I am. See our lures there. Oh, whoa! He just took it on the way down. I didn't even notice. Dang it! That was a big one too. He's back. He's back. Oh, I missed him. Hey. You got one, Clint. There you go. There's mine right here. And this is Clint's. There you go. Double. There you go. Nice. I'll let you go. You gotta be fishing. And they're just right off the bottom. And Clint's pulling them up. Look at his rod. Look at Clint. Clint's got it figured out, man. It's got a soft plastic on. Another good quality fish right there. Everything we caught today has been over the limits, which is unbelievable. Where you wanted to look at the live scope instead of. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch the camera to Clint. All right, we're now on Clint. Clint, you're on film now. Whoa! There you go. See, just when I put the film on. Oh! Oh, look at that one jump out of the water. All right, this is what we're catching right here. Look at this. That's what we're catching all day long. So once the wind picked up, boy, they really got aggressive. So there's a lot of wind noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that down and just talk you through it. See how they're starting to gather around the bait. And right here is where, as you're pulling them up, they get really aggressive, and they just followed up, as you can see, the one I caught plus 3 or 4 that were following it. This is a good time to use spoons and also learn to smoke it through them. Smoking is a technique that Bob Mandel taught me, where you go below the school with a spoon and then just crank up and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that kind of speed, and they'll follow it up and hit it when they're aggressive like that. And you can see on the live scope how aggressive they are. Is it necessary to have live scope? No, you don't need it, but it sure makes it a lot easier to see their behavior as you're working the lure to see what techniques are working best. With 2D sonar, you can also try many techniques, and you'll finally get to the answer as far as what they're doing. But with live scope, you can immediately get immediate feedback. You see how windy it is in the background. Wind picked up about 15-20 miles an hour, and once they got turned on, then my microphone got way too noisy there. But you can see how rough the boat is there. But man, did they turn on. Look at this. Look how they just followed up. And we can sit there and just catch them left and right. The secret here is you've got to have a thumper. That thumper is keeping them down there. You can see they're about 10 feet, between 10 feet and 15 feet from the transducer, which is the front of the boat. That's where the thumper is. So they're just staying underneath the boat and running circles and just hanging out there. And these are all very good sized fish, 12, 13 inches each. Do you need an automatic thumper? Again, no. I started out thumping with just the back of my net and bringing an oar. So a couple of us were thumping with one hand and fishing with another. And we did that for a long time. And then my arms got tired, so I decided to go ahead and use an automatic thumper. And you can buy these online. I'm working with Thump 'em Up Fishing. So just look them up, thumpemup.com. And tell him you want the Skunked Again thumper. That's the one that works the best out of his entire collection. No, I'm just kidding. Just when you tell him to Thump 'em Up, he'll give you some discounts on upgrades and things like that. When they're aggressive like this, you really want to use a bait caster for your setup, because you're able to crank through them pretty quickly, and then as soon as you get through them, you can just click it and drop it straight down. It's a little more difficult with a spinning rod, so I prefer to use a bait caster so that I can go up and down quickly. But that's just a personal preference. And just look at that fish just hanging around, just cruising and being very aggressive. Even if you're not catching fish and you get to sit there and watch the live scope as you're fishing, you'll learn a lot just to see how they're behaving as you're jigging or as you're smoking. And look at this one. He's coming up. He's coming up with it. And as soon as I realize they're not coming up anymore, I'll drop it down below them and then do it again. And then, as you see right there, a couple are chasing it, and then once I caught one, they continue to chase it. So probably a better way to do this is to have a couple of spoons or something on there. Maybe you can catch two at a time. Even when there's not a lot of fish down there, you can see there's just two right there, and all I did was just pull my lure right up to their face. So you can target them much easier when you have live scope. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching this and learn how fish behave when you've got different kinds of lures, and just to work through it. And as you see, we caught a few pretty big largemouth today doing the same thing.